closeout, you attack. If you're late in rotation, that happens.
Lob! There are a couple of things you can tell about Chet Holmgren just from seeing him on the TV. He's freaking tall, incredibly charismatic, and he's one hell of a baller. Other than that, you can only assume what his life off the court is like. But just so you know, it's nothing you'd expect. Oh yeah, Chet Holmgren's lifestyle is a whole lot different from what you think. So stick around to find out what he actually gets up to when he's not hopping. In the modern day NBA, very few players play the game with as much flair and completeness as Chet. Whether in defense or on the offense, this dude is way more complete than most of his peers. And the secret to that lies in his early days. Before he came out with one of the most epic summer league debuts ever, Chet had a pretty standard basketball journey. He's born on May 1st, 2002, right in the heart of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Full-time Gen Z kid, for sure. Being born to David Holmgren and Sarah Harris, it's no surprise he's as tall as he is. After all, his dad, David Holmgren, is 7 feet tall, and he was pretty much a basketball powerhouse himself during his days. Oh yeah, Chet's father played college basketball for the University of Minnesota from 1984 to 1988. So you see, Chet has always been about basketball. Dude literally grew up playing basketball under the guidance of his father and his two sisters. His basketball journey didn't start to take shape until he was 11 years old though, in 6th grade when he began attending Minnehaha Academy, a Christian private school in Minneapolis. It was here that he started honing his skills on the court and showing traits of something special. It may sound wild, but at that young age, Chet was already standing tall at 6'2". And a random fun fact, he was teammates with Jalen Suggs back then. Yup, the same Orlando Magic 2021 5th overall pick point guard, Jalen Suggs. Together, the two developed into some of the top players in their class. And despite the challenges, like Chet breaking his right wrist during his very first season, he didn't let that slow him down. This dude somehow found a silver lining and used this time to sharpen his shooting skills. Fast forward to 9th grade, Chet was already 6'9". By his freshman year in Minnehaha Academy, Holmgren put up solid numbers, averaging 6.2 points and 3 rebounds per game. And the cherry on top is that his team won their second consecutive Class 2A state championship. But that was only the start. Dude kept on getting better at an exponential rate and began attracting attention of the top D1 schools in the nation. When he eventually caught the nation's eye was in August 2019, when he crossed over none other than Steph Curry at Curry's own SC30 Select Camp. How about that for making a name for yourself? Before we continue with the video, I need your help. It won't cost you a thing and is as simple as one click, yet it will go a long way to ensuring that we can keep creating bigger and better videos for you. So please, click that subscribe button. As the years passed, Holmgren racked up a number of all-time games that kept the spotlight on him, like tearing up a Sierra Canyon team that had the likes of Bronny James, Brandy Boston Jr., and Zaire Williams on it in January 2020. By his final year of high school, dude was averaging a whopping 21 points and snagging 12.3 rebounds per game. He also led his team to what would be his 4th championship title in Minnehaha. With such a record, it really wasn't a surprise when he already had about 30 scholarship offers from college basketball programs in his junior year. Eventually, in April 2021, he announced he was going to play college ball for Gonzaga along Jalen Suggs. After an insane freshman season, Chet decided it was time to play with the big boys, and he declared for the 2022 NBA draft. From there, you know the rest. He got selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder as the 2nd overall pick and had a summer league debut for the ages, only to get a Lisfranc injury that sidelined him for the entire 2022-23 NBA season. But now, in his rookie season, Chet just might have become even better than before the injury. 11 points and 4 rebounds in his debut against the Bulls, 16 points, 13 rebounds, and a whopping 7 blocks against the Cavaliers just 2 days later. He really took the league by storm, and he hasn't stopped yet. I mean, the dude is definitely giving Victor Wembanyama a run for his money in that Rookie of the Year race. And if he does get to win the award by the end of the regular season, it'd make Holmgren the first rookie since Blake Griffin to be Rookie of the Year after sitting out their first season. Not a bad company to be in, don't you think? And while we're on it interest you to know that Chet is also up there in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Oh yeah, you heard that right. No rookie has ever achieved this feat before, but he's got a serious shot at it if you ask us. We mean averaging 2.6 blocks per game, ranking in the top 10 for literally every defensive stats category. He's currently the second most likely candidate after Rudy Gobert, based on a number of different analyses. And you already know the NBA. The big players get paid big, and Chet Holmgren is not an exception. All that recognition is doing pretty great for his bank account. Take a look at his rookie deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder, for example. This deal is no joke, as it's worth a jaw-dropping $44.9 million, guaranteeing some serious financial stability for Chet. The deal is fully guaranteed, showing just how much faith the team has in his skills and potential. And under this contract, Chet's set to rake in an average annual salary of $11.2 million, putting him right up there among the top paid rookies in NBA history. Talk about balling out from the get-go. On top of all the financial perks of being a star NBA player, Chet is also making a ton of cash in the world of endorsements and sponsorships. With his great skills and, let's be real, undeniable market appeal, he's caught the eye of several big-name brands, scoring some major endorsement deals along the way. These partnerships have not only boosted Chet's net worth, but have also solidified his financial footing even further. He's got very lucrative endorsement deals with brands like shaving products company Philips Norelco, data analytics and software firm Athika, smartphone brand Google Pixel, and designer brand Neiman Marcus. Interestingly, these deals have been coming in since during his school days. You heard that right. Chet was already making waves in the endorsement game. He scored a major deal with Topps, which was the largest name, image, and likeness deal in basketball at the time. Before we continue, did you know our purpose at Sportivations is to create valuable and exciting content? But we can't do it without you. Your support will go a long way in allowing me and my team to achieve our goals, so make sure you subscribe. Chet also has a pretty cool endorsement deal with Nike since October 2022, just after getting drafted into the league. He got this deal with 13 other rookies that year, but given how Chet's first active season has turned out, it'll only be a matter of time before he gets his own signature Nike sneakers. So what does he do with all this money he's making then? We mean, all play and no spending isn't exactly an NBA superstar lifestyle. But again, we've already told you Chet's lifestyle isn't what you think. So don't be too surprised to hear he doesn't actually spend like his peers. He hasn't gotten a mansion like a typical NBA player. He hasn't gone on any massive spending spree or gone partying. Nah. The only thing we can actually point out that he has spent on since getting into the league is a brand new Audi RS7. And let's just say it, if getting one car is all you want to do, then this ride is the right choice. Frameless doors, A7 range, Alcantara steering wheel, a set of 22-inch gloss black 5 V-spoke wheels, equipped with the carmaker's black optic package and boasting a twin turbocharged V8 engine that produces 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet, which goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. And it costs Chet well over $120,000. What can we say? Dude knows his cars. Other than this, Chet Holmgren has kept his head down and focused on his game, particularly being aware that getting injured in his first season means he has some catching up to do. Speaking of his injury, Chet had to undergo foot surgery for it weeks after, but as soon as the surgery was done, this kid got into the gym and he stayed there. His recovery routine after the injury was to lift weights for upper body strength and practice his shooting without putting weight on the injured foot. Chet also made sure to be at the OKC training facility from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, cheering on his teammates despite not being able to take part in general training. He spent this time evaluating from the sideline and studying how the team he'd soon play on worked. This attitude to learn and get better is one of the things that gives him an advantage over most of his peers. Speaking about the experience of being sidelined back then, he said, "It's great to be able to learn and get better in any capacity that I can. I'm trying to soak up the knowledge of how things are done around here, so when I get back in there, I can seamlessly plug myself in." Fast forward to today, and we can definitely see all that work paying off. One of the few flaws that can be found about this dude is that he's really skinny and doesn't have the physicality of most NBA players. But here's a little surprise for you though. In an interview with Jenny Fisher after getting drafted, Chet was asked about the one thing that everyone should know about him. And guess what? His response was that he lifts a lot of weight and actually eats a lot. That means that his being skinny has nothing to do with his diet. Following up on that fact, after Holmgren's OKC faced Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets in late 2023, the European superstar made a comment that Chet needed to get a little bit fatter. His response? "It's hard to get fatter when you're not fat. Gotta start somewhere, I guess." Simple and sweet. That pretty much sums up Chet's entire life. His personal life is something he's pretty tight-lipped about. and details about his family background and relationships remain under wraps. Instead, he focuses his energy on his basketball career and giving back through philanthropic efforts, like when he donated nearly 200 coats to some families in need in his home city of Minnesota after a fire in December 2022. Perhaps he's still getting used to the spotlight, or maybe that's just how it is. Whatever the case, we'll be keeping a close eye on him to find out. Oh, and in case you missed our hot video about Victor Wembanyama, here it is for you.
Two, and look at them guard one another. Trying to poke it away. Oh!
Before he came into the league, everyone described him as a unicorn. And every time Victor Wembanyama gets on the court, we see why they call him that. Guess what though? Even off the court, Wemby is still built different.
Yeah, it's a dream for anyone, to be.
And his lifestyle isn't that of a regular baller. Just how much of his lifestyle isn't what you think? Stick around to find out. The media call him a unicorn. LeBron James has called him an alien.
We're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien.
And when you take a look at his crazy diet and lifestyle, maybe he's actually both of those things. But to fully understand how and why Wembanyama's lifestyle is different from what you'd assume, we have to get back to his roots. Everyone knows he's French.
Vous voulez que je l'attrape là?
Descends un peu.
But what you don't know is that Victor comes from a long line of athletes and ballers. This goes back to 2 generations before him, as both of his maternal grandparents played basketball. In fact, his granddad, Michel Defoutero, went as far as playing pro basketball in the top basketball division in France in the 1960s, representing the Paris University Club. Coming down to his parents, Wemby's mom, Elodie Defoutero, also played pro basketball before going into coaching. His dad, Felix, on the other hand, wasn't much of a basketball dude, but was a successful track and field athlete in his native country of Congo. We should add that both his folks are 6'3", so Victor has all the right genes. Even his siblings, his older sister Eve and younger brother Oscar, both play basketball professionally and at youth level. Clearly, Victor Wembanyama was born to play basketball, but surprisingly enough, this dude had other career plans as a kid. Growing up in the western suburbs, Wemby spent most of his earlier years trying out as a soccer goalkeeper and also practicing judo. But that was all before the growth spurt kicked in. As crazy as it sounds, Wembanyama was already 5'11" when he was just 9 years old, so his parents ensured he began focusing more on basketball. Given his mom was a professional basketball coach and trainer, it didn't take long for a young Victor to hone his skills on the court. He soon got into the youth system of Nanterre 92, and from then on, it was up, and away. Wemby's development process was really crazy. Spanish giants FC Barcelona were trying to sign him at just age 14. He'd eventually decline Barca's offer and stay at Nanterre, which led to him getting his professional debut in the LNB Pro A at just age 15.
I mean, whether I like it, everything went in.
Hold up. Wait a minute. What about schooling? Apparently, Wembanyama was a genius in school and was a year ahead of his age, attending a state-funded school in France in agreement with Nanterre 92. After that, he proceeded to earn his baccalaureate, which is technically a French national academic qualification for high schoolers, but which is supervised by full university professors. Wemby earned this degree in Earth and Life Sciences and Social and Economic Sciences. Additional fun fact just for you. Wembanyama actually taught himself to speak English by watching videos from American accounts on Instagram and English language television shows since his middle school days. Now, back to the basketball court. 2 years after joining Nanterre, Victor moved to ASVEL and dominated the Pro A League in 1 season before joining the Metropolitans 92. And in the next couple of seasons, Wembanyama conquered French basketball, and you probably know the rest. He became the most hyped NBA prospect since LeBron James, declared for the 2023 NBA draft, got selected by the Spurs, and has spent the last few months balling. Before you go, oh, he hasn't been balling because the Spurs are having a terrible season. Pay attention to these. Yeah, the San Antonio Spurs are 15th in the West and are having an abysmal season with an 8-35 record. However, if there has been any glimmer of hope for Popovich's young team, it's definitely Victor Wembanyama. In the 37 games he's had in his rookie season, Wemby is currently averaging a super impressive 20.3 points, 10.0 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. His outstanding average of 3.2 blocks also means he has the highest blocks per game in the entire NBA, which is an insane feat for any rookie. Speaking of rookies, there's still a good number of games left in this 2023-24 NBA season. But as it stands, Victor Wembanyama is on his way to being named Rookie of the Year. The only competition he might have is OKC's Chet Holmgren, who's averaging 17.3 points, 7.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 2.5 blocks in 42 games so far. But here's the thing about the Rookie of the Year award. Chet is playing on a Thunder's team that is second in the West and has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has over 31 points per game, and Jalen Williams with over 18 points. Wemby, on the other hand, has the Spurs sitting at the bottom of the rankings in the same conference. Everyone thought Greg Popovich's team had hit rock bottom last season after they finished with just 22 regular season wins, but this season is definitely looking worse. Despite the lack of support, however, time and time again, we've seen Wembanyama take all the responsibility with some record-breaking performances this season. This guy has gone 8 straight games posting doubles, dropped a crazy 35-point, 10-rebound, 2-block stat line against the Phoenix Suns, something only LeBron and Durant have ever done, and also became the youngest NBA player in history to drop a 20-20 game when he did so against the Bulls. And that's in just half a season. Living true to the unicorn hype, perhaps Victor Wembanyama's most outstanding attribute is how he manages to contribute maximally at both ends of the court. We mean he's leading the league in blocks and is up there with the highest scorers. In the words of his coach, Greg Popovich, Wemby has really progressed in his aggressiveness. From early on this season, we've seen that he needs to do some extra work on his three-point shooting, but he hasn't let that bother him one bit. Instead, Wemby had allowed himself to become the target by running the entire floor and setting the tone of defense for the entire Spurs roster. Sure, the success of the entire team is what matters most, but Wembanyama obviously understands this, as shown by his attitude to being benched at the start of the second half during the Spurs' loss against the Hawks on MLK Day. Dude really said, "I like to be coached. I like to be threatened to be sent to the G League if I don't play the right way. I like when there are consequences to my mistakes." So you know what? Whenever Popovich gets it right with his young Spurs team, we'll definitely get an even better version of Victor Wembanyama. You know what's fun about the NBA though? Even if the Spurs aren't playing well enough for Wembanyama to show his full potential, he's still getting paid. And when we say getting paid, we're talking about a really fat paycheck. Okay, you want accurate numbers. We've got them. Victor Wembanyama is currently earning a total of $12.1 million in salary for his rookie season, as part of his total $55.7 million contract set to keep him in San Antonio for 4 years. That's the largest rookie deal in the NBA this season by a stretch, and it's only going to get better. The structure of the big man's contract will see him earn up to a whopping $17 million by his 4th season. There's also an option to extend a qualifying offer to the center, which will cost the Spurs over $23.6 million if they choose to activate it. And let's be real, the Spurs will most likely trigger that extension, which means even more money for Wembanyama. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Based on Wemby's current rookie contract, the 20-year-old could really be on the way to becoming the first player to earn $1 billion in NBA salaries. That's what the projections and the NBA's current contract limits show. We'll break it down for you. After a rookie deal worth over $55 million, Wembanyama is eligible for a 5-year rookie max extension deal that would pay him $316 million. If he stays fit and continues to deliver all-star seasons, his next deal would be a so-called Supermax contract, which, based on current estimations, will be worth around $529 million over 5 years. Do some quick math, and already Wembanyama would have his career earnings running in just over $900 million. And remember, the San Antonio Spurs center is just 20 years old and would be in his early 30s, meaning if he decides to play to his mid to late 30s, he would get another Supermax contract that would take his total earnings to over $1 billion in just its first year. Just so you know, these are well-calculated numbers by NBA finance experts. So when Wembanyama does hit that billion 15 years from now, remember, you heard it here first. As much money as he seems to be making already, Wembanyama has even more coming in from endorsement deals. The first of these deals is with Nike,
Hey, this is Victor Wembanyama. It's 2023.
the brand he's been wearing on the court since he turned pro in the French league LNBA Pro A at age 15. Victor is now signed to the Swoosh brand in a deal rumored to be worth over $100 million, although the details haven't been publicly disclosed. Wembanyama hasn't kept the fact that he hopes to one day get his own signature sneakers with Nike hidden though. Describing what the Wembanyama basketball shoes would be like, he said, "I want mine to look light and align with my game. It has to be flexible so people can move quick." Sounds cool, right? We'll be waiting for them to drop. Still on the topic of endorsement deals, Victor Wembanyama also has lucrative deals with game developer 2K, plant-based sports drink Barcode, and sports merchandise retailer Fanatics. Given the caliber of player he is, one would expect this dude to have more endorsement deals than these. However, endorsing companies isn't just a money-making scheme for the youngsters. Nah, for this dude, signing with mega companies and brands has to do with how the product aligns with his personal image. For example, you've probably never heard this before, but Wembanyama turned down juicier offers from sports drinks Gatorade and Body Armor to sign with Barcode. Why? The plant-based drink company offered Wembanyama an opportunity to invest, and the product was relatable to Wembanyama's mother, who's also a nutritionist and massage therapist. That explains why Wembanyama said this after signing with Barcode. "Partnering with a brand that wouldn't have been healthy and I wouldn't drink would be inauthentic. That would be me losing my identity." If that isn't him being a unicorn, then how about the fact that he doesn't live extravagantly despite all the money he makes? Yup. He's been a pro for about 5 years and has been in the NBA for months, but he's still the same old dude. Wemby hasn't bought a new house, hasn't gotten a flashy car, and doesn't spend his free time partying like other young NBA players. Instead, he sticks to his strict diet routine of eating about 5 times a day. Oh yeah, because that 7-foot body needs all the fuel it can get. Doing unique exercises like juggling tennis balls and fast twitch muscle drills, and sleeping for 10 to 11 hours daily. We all thought LeBron was kidding when he called Wemby an alien that one time. But come on, aliens don't get any weirder than this. Dude's hobbies are just basic stuff, like enjoying science fiction like Star Wars and dabbling with arts and literature. Maybe he's still settling into being the limelight, or maybe that's just how it is. Whatever the case is, we'll be keeping a close eye on him to find out. So make sure you stick around for all the info.